After probably more than a week, it is finished. Some of it was stressful, the rest of it boring. Here it is, my clone base. I think I did an amazing job. Now, most of it is just the battlefield, but yeah. And some of the designs, for example, the ATTE, I won't. They're not mine, but I'll with the links to them in the description. So first off with the AATs. Now the design I followed, instead of the clay and the stone bricks, it was sandstone because it was the Phantom Menace version. So it was designed by Nicholas Proger, well, that's his YouTube name, and I used the rather than building them separately, like I built one and then after following a guide and then built it again following a guide, I used the world edit, which is a function on the server. I've got a bunch of battle droids, and these grey ones are super battle droids, which you can tell them like that. I was gonna have them all called like this, but fucking hell, there's so many. Nah. Spider droid, or I think, well, yeah, Spider droid by Unexpected Vlogs X. Now, the only thing I do like about this one is because it did this using, I think it was the plastic texture pack on the console version of Minecraft. So, and the first block he was holding, he didn't say what blocks to use. You had to look at his hotbar and try and remember which one was which. So, yeah. Then at the top he wanted you to use a trapdoor, and he didn't add the bottom laser gun. So basic in Attack of the Clones and the Clone Wars and some of the video games, I guess, it had a giant like laser cannon on top and below, whereas his design it just has these two. Okay, I've got a little bit of a clearing here with a giant forest around it. Another smaller clearing with some toppled over trees. Also, some of the AATs have driven over some, and there's a detachment of the 501st Legion which has been sent to help to keep the base safe from the droids. Over here was the most annoying part of the build, the waterfall and the water. The waterfall, I think I did a pretty good job, along with the light thing. Yes, the bloody sand. So world edit. So hold on, let me just get that. So let's just build off of here. So say if I didn't want that say if I was on the ground, but I wanted it sand, I just do that, and then dash dash set as it's the item ID, which is 12 for sand. Not allowed to use it. So from here all the way along here, all the way along here, and under here, which you can't. Hold on. Well, except for here, really. All the way to the end over there. Block for block, I placed sand. Now, the only thing I used for the world edit for was the AATs, the underside of here, I guess the top side of here, and that was it, yeah. These are speeder bikes, and I just put these type of clones on them because I didn't want them just not having any drivers going towards the droids. So, although they look ridiculous, it's better than none. Then, inside the ATTE is a clone trooper piloting it, and I'm just going to. There's the controls, just an anvil and some stone brick stairs. There we go, there. Got a trooper manning the cannon. Now, honestly, when I followed the guide, I was like, why the hell do we block this off? And I was like, oh yeah, it's like a computer monitor screen thingy. And it was by Gary 2x4 or something. And then I just left my channel link, name there. The row of clone troopers here, and on the other side. being like an archer or something. Then there's this like communications array, I'd call it. I think it looks good. I just built it randomly. I just put it together and it looked good. This is like a landing pad for the gunships. I was going to have two, however, on this side, because I built it so close to the edge of the plot, I wasn't able to finish it off. So look. So I can build up to here, but then here onwards I can't. There we go. And then let's just go up here. So I left that one blank. That's just a part of a water elevator. Here's the gunship. Now this is the exact same design as that one there. However, that one's got a door that's open, and is by Crafty Foxy. Now down here I've got like a detachment squadron. I don't know, share of clone troopers on either side. There's like 30 summit on each side. Well, it goes along 5, so that's 5, 10, 15, 28, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. That's 9. That's 90 clone troopers right there. And there's like a Jedi there. You can't add capes to them, even because the server allows you to do all sorts to the armor stands. Like I can set the arms to like that and whatever. I can rotate them, and that's it. Got some park speeder bikes, and it was designed by Vertels. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Now let's start from the bottom floor of the actual base. This is the mess hall cafeteria thing. I like it. I like the design of the banner door I did, cause it's like it's like the doors you find on the starships, where when you walk up, it goes or something. It makes like a steam type sound and opens up. A bunch of tables and like a little kitcheny thing. Now let's go over here and up the stairs. What? Up the stairs? Up the water elevator to the first floor, and on the second floor, the second part just takes you up to the roof. This is just sleeping quarters, so it's just a bunch of beds, communications area. There's some computers, and these like energy things, and then like I'm not sure what it's called, but it's like a hologram table. It's like in the shows and the films, they'll pull out like something the size of a petri dish or something, and then they'll show a little hologram image. But so that's how it looks to them. But to the other person, it it shows like their whole body or something. So they don't have to hold it. Okay, so over here using the door thingy, but too long. Is the armory. Inside the armory is armor. Okay, hold on. For some reason the boots aren't there. Oh, no. Right, there we go. Let's just put you there. Some weapons, and oh yeah, for the clones I give them bows instead of for like blasters. And the droids I didn't bother, because like the super battle droids, they had built-in blasters, which is why you'd see them basically trying to fist bump you, but shooting lasers at you. Some clones are just shooting test dummy droids, and there isn't any battle droid heads. So how I did it was I went heads, and I went on like characters and stuff, or I just do skull clone trooper, and it gives me a head of a clone. And the one I'm wearing is the 501st one. And then, okay, now let's go over to here. There's 3 bathrooms. They all look the same, and there's nothing in it other than a single toilet, which is just like a cauldron or something. A little plant, tree thing, some computers, 2 pool tables, and a TV. And I guess that these bits on the sides could be either like a desk type thing that you usually put your TV on, or it could be like sound system subwoofer things. And it's the entertainment room. I like the design I've done. It is huge. And let's just fly over to here. Go up here. Another good. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I tried using World Edit. I used World Edit to copy and paste it down there. Alright, so here's the look on the inside. Not that big. And then let's just cover that up. I didn't. There's fucking hell. I keep getting my words mixed up because I don't write script. The guide I followed for it didn't show any interior. So yeah. And I guess the last part is the cannon I made. Now, this looks like the Geonosis Lego set one. Not the Geonosian cannon, which was Sonic cannon thing, but it's the other one with like a cylinder mouth bit that fires the artillery shells. But yeah, it's got a clone piloting it. And I shall now just slowly fly around the base and give you a good look. Alright, that's the tour of the base. Now, how I originally had it was, I don't actually remember how I was planning to do it, but when I did, this is basically like a shield door thing. So if you've watched the Phantom Menace and the Clone Wars movie, basically there was like a, so I'll give you the example from Phantom Menace. So the weird dinosaur things at the Battle on Naboo, they had these shield generators which covered them, and any blaster fire from the droids was nullified, but the droids could just walk straight through it. That's the type of shield it is, really. And I built the, and because of the design of the walls where it was going, went in and out like that, it went really close to the ATT. So it was just these two blocks. So I decided to replace some of the glass to white to make it look like it's just finishing passing through, and I thought that was pretty good. Now, as now, the reason why so you can right now this is sprinting, and you can try flying afterwards, and you fly quite fast. But say now this is the regular flying speed, which is also the walking speed. Now I'm not sure if this works on all versions, but if you working on 11.2, if you press left control, you'll start sprinting while in the air. So yeah, that's just a little tip. Hopefully you like this clone base, and I shall try to link all of the guides to the separate things like the gunship, ATTE, etc. in the description.